Shalom. I am back, brothers. I am currently on my lunch break at my job, so I will now continue this lesson via this series. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 5. Okay? Well, no, I'm going to start at verse 6. I was wroth with my people, right? The Lord was angry with us. Why? Because we broke his laws, statutes, and commandments. And we did not keep his ways, the ordinances which he hath given unto our nation. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand, right? The Most High delivered us as a nation of people into the hand of Esau, Edom, which are you so-called white people, the biblical Edomites. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, which the ancient is talking about the elderly, because remember, back in the ancient world, they also had the old men and old women of our nation, 60, 70, and even 80 years old, still out there in the fields picking cotton, sugar canes, tobacco, tomatoes, potatoes, wheat, barley, and all kind of other stuff, man, grapes, and pretty much, man, they were pretty much worked until their death, man, until they couldn't work no more. You see? So upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Okay? So, as I mentioned in my last previous two videos, man, of some of the tragic things that the so-called white man did to us during the time of slavery, man. Hey, those things are going to come back on you so-called white people, except we're going to be a righteous people, okay? We're not going to be doing any wicked things to you so-called white people in the kingdom of heaven. Like, we're not going to be doing child molestation. We're not going to be raping kids. We're not going to be buck breaking. But we are going to be doing a lot of killing on you so-called white people, as well as you heathens in the kingdom of heaven. You see? So y'all going to be getting put to death every single day, man. And your death is not going to be a quick one either. And to back that up, let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter... Let's see, what chapter was it? Was it the 25th chapter? Excuse me. Let's go to the 25th chapter. Okay, just bear with me for one moment. I'm just going to type this in. Okay, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 6. It says, therefore, or you know what? Let me start up at verse 1. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Mount Seir represents in this day and age, Mount Seir would represent wherever Esau dwell at, okay? Because wherever Esau dwell at, the Most High God got prophets there, except for where the so-called elites are. But even the so-called elites know about us because they watch us on YouTube, okay? So Mount Seir is talking about you so-called white people, and prophesy against it, which the word prophesy, meaning before, and phasi or phasi, which means to say. So set your face against the Edomites, which are you so-called white people, and say before them, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the power of Israel, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee and will make thee most desolate. That's going to happen during the nuclear destruction of America. Okay? That's going to happen during the nuclear destruction, which is going to happen during World War III. Okay? It says, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. The word perpetual, when you look it up, means ongoing or never ending. So these so-called white people, they have had a ongoing and never-ending hate against our nation. Why? Because it goes all the way back to Jacob and Esau in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, all the way to the 27th chapter, where Jacob lost both his birthright and his blessing to Jacob. Okay? So ever since Esau, the progenitor of you so-called white people, ever since Esau lost his birthright and his blessing to Jacob, he has had nothing but pure hate and pure anger toward Jacob, okay? And you know, you better best believe that, you know, Esau told his sons and his grandsons and his great-great-grandsons, and, you know, his sons told their sons and their great-grandsons and their great-great-grandsons and so forth, you know, about how their forefather Esau lost their blessing to our forefather Jacob. Okay? So they've been keeping records on you know, how they lost their birthright and their blessings, man. And that's why Esau was able to, you know, retain that anger and hate toward our nation for so many of thousands of years, man. You know, that's a part of why the Grecians did what they did to our nation. That's a part of why, you know, why the Romans did what they did to our nation. That is why, you know, the conquistadors and the Spaniards did what they did to our nation when they came over to the Americas, and you know, they met Gad and Reuben, and, you know, the Seminole Indians and the Taino Indians, the Arawak Indians, and so forth, man, which are all a part of our nation. Because thou, the Edomites, which are you so-called white people, has had a perpetual hatred, and even to this very day, you can still feel that hatred in the air, okay? The mass killings of our people by police, the mass genocide of the so-called North American Indians, the so-called genocide of the so-called black Latino, the genocide of the so-called black Jamaican and Haitians during the transatlantic slave trade, to the mass genocide of them during the time of slavery, to even when slavery was abolished, we were still being murdered, okay? Just look at Emmett Till, okay? Just look at how they used to drag us to death through the streets of Texas and other states after slavery was abolished, okay? Even to this very day, you can still feel that hate. The GMO foods they sell in our markets, the chemicals they spray in the air, the microcosmic shrimp they put in our water, the chlorine they put in our water, the fluoride they put in our water, the lead they put in our water. They put all kinds of things in our water to break us down and destroy us as a nation of people, man. The police shootings, sending Jake over there to these different wars to have him killed off. So that hate never ended, man. Okay, and then on top of that, we're living in the worst parts of America, man. The ghettos, the slums, rat infested, bed bug infested, roach infested hoods, man.